Welcome everyone to a new game on the channel called Farmer's Dynasty. Now Farmer's Dynasty is a very different experience to the type of farming games that we've played in the past, such as Farming Simulator. Then we've obviously spent a lot of time in Farming Simulator here on the channel, but this is going to give us an opportunity to see a different perspective on the life of a farmer. This is more of a story mode type of game. This is more an RPG type of experience where we're going to be meeting a lot of different people around the town. We're going to be doing work for them, and that's going to earn us social points that we can use to help us obtain different equipment and land and so forth. So there's going to be a lot of elements to this game that are very different than what we've seen before, and I'm very excited to experience that different side of farming. But before we jump right into the game itself, let's first start off on the main menu, taking a look at what we have available. There's new, load, and save game functions. Now, I haven't gotten very far into the game at all, and in fact, you can see I've not even done a save game that we could load in and start with. The reason for that is one of the things I love most about this channel is getting to experience a lot of things for the first time with you guys on video. So you're going to see that quite a bit in all of the series, and Farmer's Dynasty on the channel is going to be no different. Let's now move down into the options. Nearly all of the options that you see are the defaults based on my computer and its detected hardware. So under resolution, we're playing 1080p. VSync is on, windowed is off. Gamma correction, field of view, both at default, which is right in the center of the adjustability. Before we get into custom video settings, we'll come back to that in a second. But I did want to point out that the music has been turned off for recording purposes. By default, it's right here in the center line, along with the other volume options. We are going to be in English, although I'm not sure that's the native language of the game. And we'll see a few hiccups here and there with the language as we move throughout the game, particularly at the beginning sections. Now, I have been experiencing a little bit of dizziness, a little bit of disorientation so far with the game, so I've been trying to work through that, and there's a couple of ways that I'm trying to help that out. The controller sensitivity by default, as you might guess, is somewhere near the center line of the adjustable range. I have lowered that quite a bit as I figured that the speed of the camera turns using the mouse was a little bit too quick, and I figured that might have been contributing to a little bit of the disorientation that I was feeling while watching the screen. All right, so that takes care of the basic here. Let's move into the custom video settings. Now, everything in here is at the default from loading up the game, with the exception of two settings. Blooms and blurs I have turned off, again, to see if I can get rid of some of that disorientation, and then also depth of field I have turned off as well. We'll see if that helps over time. If we have an opportunity, we might try to turn some of these back on and see if indeed they were contributing to some of the issues I've had so far. The final area I want to take a look at before we jump into the game is the controls. So very basic controls here: W, A, S, and D to move around, Shift to run, E to use, but then we've got a few things that are going to be extremely important early on in the game, and that is repairs that we're going to need to make to our buildings on our farm. So we've got the left mouse button to fix and rebuild. Right mouse button is for Engineer Site. Engineer Site will give us the ability to see which areas need to be repaired. So it'll actually highlight them for us and give us an opportunity to see where we need to be focusing our efforts. Then we move on to the M key, which brings up the map. That'll show us all of our quest lines, fields, and so on. And then we have work mode menu, which is the tab menu. Now, work mode will give us an opportunity to switch between some different tools that we might need for repairs. It'll also enable us to lay down some scaffolding, which we'll be seeing here very shortly. All right, we'll cancel back out of that. It takes care of the main menu. Now let's jump straight into a new game. We've just spawned into the game, and already you can see Oliver is on his way to talk to us. Just looking around the screen, you can see a few basic pieces of information that were on the screen, and those will come back here shortly. But as we take a look around, this is going to be our farm. This is a farm we're taking over for our late grandfather, but there are a lot of repairs to be done. So let's go see what Oliver's got to say to us.
I'm your neighbor. My name's Oliver. I've been looking after this farm since your grandfather passed away.
That's debatable.
Nice to meet you, Oliver. I appreciate your help. So this is my heritage?
Yes, this nice farm and piece of land are all yours now. Welcome to our little county.
Thanks. I don't know much about farming, but I'm a quick learner.
I'm sure you'll fit in just fine. We're all good folk living here, and we help each other out. Please follow me. I'll show you around.
All right, so Oliver's going to show us around. The reason I said it was debatable when he said he's been looking after the farm since our grandfather passed away is, well, we're going to find out very soon as he takes us around. There are a ton of repairs to be done, so that's what you're going to spend a lot of the early game doing before you can actually get into any of the farming. So as we follow him around, we'll take a look. There's the house. The roof is definitely seen better days.
Quite in a poor shape. Few repairs have been done here.
I agree. Few repairs have been done. So I have questions about what Oliver's actually been doing.
The roof needs work, but you can have some sleep here, perhaps, or even store some food.
Hopefully we can do both. Hopefully we can store some food and get some sleep in here. But we're going to need to do some work. Otherwise, we're going to be looking like Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. All right, you can see the barns. Everything is in rough shape. Now this, yeah, we're missing quite a few bricks here.
It's empty now, but I'm sure you'll need it pretty soon. Your grandpa didn't finish the upper floor, but if you can afford building materials, then you can fix the construction yourself.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have a lot of work there. The good news is we're not going to have to go and buy any of the construction materials. We'll simply be able to fix it as we move along. So as Oliver continues to show us around here, in just a moment we'll actually get into our first opportunity to make some repairs.
But you can use it to store hay for your animals. Just fix these holes first, or everything will get wet and rot.
Appreciate it, Oliver. Now again, it would have been nice if you would have done some of these fixes before we got here, but
you will have to buy your own.
That is a huge bird right there. I mean, that is certainly not what I expected to find when we got here.
Needs some work, but it's still solid. You can do the fixes and upgrades yourself. Try fixing those holes first, so your animals stay healthy. I see you've come prepared and have your own tools. Good. Try to fix these doors since it's stuck and won't open.
All right, so the very first task we have, you can see right over here, he wants us to fix this door. So we need to come into the work menu. Right now, we don't have any tools in our hand, but you could see from some of the cutscene earlier that we do have a tool belt on. So we're going to get our repair function out, and this will be the first opportunity to look at engineer site. And here you can see the highlighted area needs to be repaired. There's a lot of that, but for right now, we'll just focus on this door. So I'm simply holding down the left mouse button, and there we go.
Should open now.
Should open now, and sure enough, it does just that. All right, so we're done with that. And now we're going to move over to take a look at the garage again. See a couple of fields that we have here just on the other side of the garage.
Build a scaffold to climb up there and check the roof.
All right, so check out the roof. This would probably be a good time to tell Oliver that I am scared of heights. So I guess we'll just go ahead with this. All right, so we're going to scroll down. There's our scaffolding. And as we move over, you can't put scaffolding just anywhere. There are certain spots on the map that will accept it. And here you see a couple of those. We'll go ahead and put it on the side here. As of yet, I do not know of a way to remove the scaffolding. There we go. E comes up to remove, so we'll be good whenever we get done. But for now, let's swap back over to repair. And I'm still getting a little bit of that disorientation, so I've got some more work to do on the graphics settings before I'm happy with that. But this will give us our first opportunity as we're standing on top of the garage. We've got a couple of smaller fields here, which we can't work just yet because we don't have any equipment. But I believe that's going to be taken care of for us very soon. So as we swap back over to our engineer site with the right mouse button, let's go ahead and make some repairs on the roof. Now, my first time through this particular area, I had a few glitches with Oliver where he didn't want to understand that I was done making the repairs to the roof. So we may have to try this a couple of times before he finally triggers in that we have completed our work. Yeah, this roof, much like the rest of the farm, has definitely seen better days. Most of it looks like a tornado came through. But the good news is, it just takes a little bit of time to make these repairs, but overall, not a whole lot to it. But already you can see that this is a very different type of experience than what we've dealt with in Farming Simulator. So a very different focus, and as I mentioned earlier, just gives us an idea of a different side, a different aspect to farming. All right, looks like we've gotten everything there. Also, you notice that Oliver right now basically doesn't have any opinion toward us, but as we do more to help him and more to follow his instructions, then he will start to like us more. So there's, let's see, let's get back down here and talk to him. I don't think there's any fall damage, just in case we fall off the side of this thing, but all right, let's see if this triggers him that we're done.
Have you finished your task?
Yes, I have.
We'll talk later.
Okay, there we go. We'll talk later means go do what I told you to do and come back in a second. So let's see if we can. All right, so it wanted me, it looks like, to build the scaffolding over here. Let's see if we can get him to trigger, though.
Task?
All right, I'll tell you what. Let's try. Let's go back down to the scaffolding. Let's remove these scaffolding and let's place some right over here. See if we can't get this guy to trigger.
We'll talk later.
Nope, he's very plain about that. He does not want to talk to us until we're done. So right now we're just going to follow these lines and arrows to see if we can't get him to trigger. All right, so we'll walk around up here a second.
How's it looking up there? Come back down when you're done. We need
There we
to
go. All right, let's see if there is fall damage. And here we go. No, we're good to go. No fall damage, and you can see that it has triggered him. We'll have to come back later and remove that scaffolding. There's that pesky bird again. I have to pop him with a nail gun if he gets too close.
You can store harvested grains in the silo, so you can use these later, or sell them if you want.
Yes, we'll definitely want to sell them.
Silo, remember to fix it first.
All right, so remember to fix it first. So our trusty repair skills. All right, not too bad there. Pretty easily. I bet farmers in real life wish that it was this easy to fix these things. All right, there we go. We fixed our grain silo, and now our neighbors appreciate our work. There's the social aspect coming in. They have given us 1,000 social points. Excellent. We're going to need a lot of those.
Take a look at the greenhouse. You can grow some veggies here fast to earn some quick money. Still,
What is he doing with his arms?
fix these holes so your plants can grow to a best effect.
Looks like he was trying to give us a hug.
I see your grandfather bought some materials to fix it already. You can use it to rebuild the greenhouse as good as you can.
All right, so right now it's telling us we need to grab some of these metal sheets, which we have just done with the E key. And now we need to fix at least the door. And the reason it says at least the door is because basically we need to touch every part of this entire greenhouse in order to fix it. Everything from the outside parts that are very easy to see that are all rusted to the irrigation system inside. We'll need to repair all of that, but for right now, we're simply going to repair the door as it asks for. All right, we're
You're
done.
pretty good at this. I'm sure you'll do well on this farm. Actually, I might have a job for you myself.
There we go.
What is it?
Why don't you come to my place and do some fixes to my barn? It's mostly roof that needs work, but some walls need attention too. I don't have much money, but I'll give you my old tractor as a reward. I'm sure you can use it.
There you have it. Our very first tractor. All right, so now we need to answer him. Let's see. Sounds good. I'll take care of it. Or thanks, but not now. Maybe later. Of course, we're going to do this. We need a tractor.
Sounds good. I'll take care of this.
All right. I'm going back home now. Good luck, and see you around.
All right, Oliver is taking off back to his home, which is just over the hill over there, and we can see exactly where it's located by pulling up the map. So this will be our first opportunity to see the map, and you can see lots of things that are for sale. We can buy different fields. There you can see the prices. These prices are retail price. So we can use our social points to get discounts, sometimes very large discounts on different areas. But for right now, let's take a quick look around. Here you can see this is Oliver's farm. This is where we're going to need to go and do some fixes a little bit later on. But first we need to fix our own area. So this is our farm. Let's see what else we've got around here. Oh, there's our truck. So it looks like we've got an old pickup truck. We can click right now to enter the truck. We can travel to a bus stop to use that. I wonder if the bus stop's going to charge us money to use it. And then there's John the stranger. You notice a stranger by the road. He clearly wants something from you. Talk to him. Okay, I'm not sure that's a good idea. My parents always taught me that you don't talk to strangers, and particularly ones who look like they want something from you. So, but of course, we're definitely going to run over and talk to John, see what he needs. Who knows? We might be able to get a few more fields or some equipment from him. Oh, we've got a new quest available, transport. All right. Hopefully that will be completed using our trusty truck. But right now you can clearly see what belongs to us as far as fields with the green outline here. So before we get over to talk to Oliver, let's do some more repairs. So I'm going to hit escape to get out of that. So we've already repaired the grain silo. And oh, now we've received another 1,000 points. So we're good to go. Let's see, what do we want to repair first? As I said, this is going to be a very long process, and it's intended to be a long process here at the beginning of the game. So I'll tell you what, of course, we're not going to do all of this in today's video, but I'll take care of a lot of this off camera. But let's go ahead and start out with our barn. So let's go ahead and get our repair tools, and we'll try to get as much of this repaired as we possibly can. Take care of our door. Let's see, can we repair the roof from right here? Yes, we can. We have a long reach. This will definitely help out with that fear of heights I was talking about. Anything we can repair standing on the ground is a great idea as far as I'm concerned. So we'll just keep doing some work on the roof even before we move inside. So every time we complete repairs on a particular building or property, we're going to get more social points. And I got a feeling we're going to need tons and tons of those. Now, another aspect that we haven't gotten into just yet is with those relationships, we'll be looking for a wife as time moves on who will not only help us around the farm with some cooking and who knows what else she might be able to help with, but you can also have kids in this game. So again, a very different aspect of the life of a farmer than what we're used to seeing with games like Farming Simulator. All right, so I think we've almost gotten everything on this particular side anyway. All right, let's move back around to where we were doing some repairs earlier. Okay, let's get the framing taken care of. And can we reach this? Oh, yeah. All right, that's taken care of. Let's see what else we've got out here. All right, I think we're done on this side. Let's move over to the right. Let's see, what else do we need to make repairs on? I'm not sure what kind of supports we've got inside with our second floor. So as much of this we can get done on the outside while standing here, the better. We want those social points, so we're going to try to get as much of this done as quickly as possible. Because just like you guys, I am very interested to get into some of the farming in this game, as I have not touched on that at all. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Oliver was doing to help us out on the farm during all this time since our grandfather passed. Because it doesn't look like he's done anything. All right, so a little bit more roof work to be done before we move inside and see what we've got there. We're going to try to get this entire building complete so we can get those social points before we call it a day. All right, let's see if we can reach over here. All right, yeah, the fence didn't get in our way. All right, so far so good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and move inside. And what do we have here? Oh, yeah. We definitely almost looked like some graffiti on the side of the wall. Repair some of our stalls in here. Oh, yeah. Definitely a lot of work there. Yeah, we want all of these beams to be nice and sturdy. And we're making quick work of this. Apparently we are a carpenter by trade, because it has taken us no time at all to repair some of this. All right, what else do we have? Oh, we got another stall. Anything else before we get to the end? All right, let's go ahead and take care of some of this brick work. Looks like we got some more framing work to be done, and then a couple more doors that need to be fixed. All right, I noticed some stairs, so we are going to be able to go upstairs, which means we probably need to fix the floor before we get there. All right, that's all I see down here. Let's move upstairs and see what we've got. Now, in real life, I would expect this place to be crawling with not only spiders, but a lot of snakes in here, which is not exactly what I had in mind. All right, there we go. We fixed the cow shed. That's 5,000 social points on the right-hand side of the screen. We only have $520, but we have 7,000 social points. Very nice. So as I right-click, you can see it tells us that this is the barn. Our animals live here. Keep this building in good shape so that your animals grow healthy. Now, that's giving me a clue that I believe we're going to have to continually do repairs as time goes on. So it's not like we're just going to do these repairs one time and then we're never going to have to do it again. All right, so let's go ahead and hop out and let's take a look at our handiwork. So our barn is completely repaired, at least for now. All right, now the quest marker you see taking us, this is sort of a center portion of our farm, or at least the farm buildings. So that's why it's telling us to go right here. That'll change as time goes on and we have different quests. But all right, that looks really nice, and I think this is a great place to call it a day. So that takes care of our first video on Farmers Dynasty and gives you a good idea of what the gameplay is like and sort of the style of gameplay that we have. Graphics look different, the gameplay is different, so I'm very excited for a different experience. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more Farmers Dynasty.